What up, though? How y'all doing, man? How y'all feeling? How y'all increasing? How y'all loving? How you prospering? Welcome back. Moments with Greg, guys. Y'all know I just love the sun. Let the sun shine. Hey, man, this feeds me. If y'all haven't gotten out today to get some sun, get out there, get some sun. If there's no sun out there, be the sun. And just shine. Glow. So look, we here, as we always, we just come together and we just talk and kick it. And what I just want to talk and kick it with, Lord, just speak through me. Is three principles of God, or commands that He gave us, and He said, ask, seek, knock. Ask, seek, and knock. And this is something that we just don't do often enough. As a people, as a spiritual people, as people who have dominion over the earth, there are already principles in play for our increase. There are already principles in play for us to unfold into our territory, right? And if we don't utilize these principles, we don't increase in the areas in which we're supposed to increase for our greater good. Common sense, right? So if we're not asking the right things, if we're not seeking the right things, if we're not knocking in the right way, of course we're not going to live the life that was designed for us to live, because the principle works whether we use it for our good or not so good, right? So it's a two-edged sword, right? And that's what it is. So guys, what I've learned is the ask, the seek, and the knock. There are three different principles, or three different ways in which you can release or reveal the presence of God, or, right, the things that you're seeking, the higher level, the wisdom, the knowledge, the increase, the understanding, whatever those things in which you're asking, seeking, and knocking for. There's three ways in which you go. Of course, your asking is your words, your vibration, the things that you're muttering out your mouth, right? So when you speak something, right, it has a certain vibration. It has a certain frequency to it, right? I can speak the same thing at a high frequency, at a low frequency, right? But also understanding that the intent behind it gives it power too. The intent is the frequency, the vibration, the energy in which the voice operates in, right? So you have the law of attraction, you have the law of vibration. The law of vibration is the inner you, right? What are you actually feeling? Your emotional side behind what you spoke. Right? So asking is very important in the spiritual world, but also very important in the physical world. So there's multiple steps in which, when you're asking and operating in the principle of the universe, operating in the principle of God, the all, right, that you have to understand that there's a two-folded. So I have to ask at the intent, at the highest level of belief spiritually, which is the vibration in which I believe in, right? And I have to speak what I believe. So now I'm asking physically and I'm asking spiritually, right? And based on that, that's how I receive an answer. You're always going to receive an answer. God is never not answering, right? You have to also understand that in your prayer, if you're praying a waiting prayer, you're going to constantly wait for God, right? God is not somewhere distant. The universe is not somewhere distant. It's always inner. It's always inner. So if you're constantly saying, Lord, I will wait on you. Lord, I will wait on you. I will trust in you. Right? That's fine. Trust. But a lot of your waiting comes in because you're praying a waiting prayer. Right? Change your words. Change your intention. Change your vibration. Change your frequency to a higher level. And at that moment, instantly, you're going to get instant that moment, you're going to get instant, I can't even get the word, you're going to get instant response from God, right? An instant response from God. So here we go. Ask, seek. What are you seeking, right? Everything that we're talking about, the ask, the seek, the knock, there's a double side. There's a physical and there's a spiritual side. So both of those have to be in line for any of those principles to work. And the principle, whatever is the strongest, right, is always going to be the spiritual, because that's the unseen that creates the seen. So if you're having concerns or worrying or or lost about why your seen looks this way, it's because your unseen is not balanced. Your unseen is in disarray, right? So get your unseen, get your spiritual in alignment with who you are at the root self, right? You can't just let it just willy-nilly do what it do. Give it a command, right? You have dominion over your life. You have dominion over this earth. Give it a command. So seek. What am I seeking? I can seek physically. I can go and look around based on environment, based on what I know that I'm looking to see or looking to feel when I see it, right? And also seeking spiritually, right? You can seek a higher level of connection. You can seek a higher level of a relationship. You can seek things in the spiritual world that's going to give you wisdom, understanding, and knowledge in the physical world, so your life can match with your true self. Your life can match your purpose. Your physical life should match your purpose, right? So you should always be on an unfoldment of what you came here to do, what we came here to do. Guys, it's hot out here, right? So ask, seek. Having both your spiritual seeking and your physical seeking in alignment, right? So knock. What are we knocking on? A lot of times they say, if God closed the door, then another one opens. Sometimes you have to knock on the door, because knocking is another form of humility. Knocking is another form of humility. Knocking is acknowledging that behind that door, in that environment, has something that you do not have yet. You do not have yet. So I'm going to knock and ask, right? Because there's a protocol. There's a protocol. You just can't enter anybody's space. You can't just enter any space, right? Sometimes you have to get permission. So a knock grants you permission, or it does not grant you permission. But most importantly, the knock lets them know, or lets it know, that you're there, right? If you want to be known, your presence made known, you knock. Just because the door is closed does not mean you're not supposed to enter into it. You have spiritual principles, you have spiritual laws that are already in place for if something is closed, right? Just because it's closed does not mean you're not supposed to go through it, right? You can knock, make your presence known, right? When the door is open, you can ask high vibrating the right questions spiritually and physically to know if that's the environment you're supposed to be in. Once you enter in that environment, now you're seeking everything that you were looking to seek in the first place, right? So ask, knock, seek. All three operate in the spiritual and the physical, and all three has to be in alignment every time that you use it. It's very important. It's very important, guys. Like, yes, 2020 is 2020. It is what it is. It's okay. But when you operate in principles of the universe, when you operate in the principles of God, no matter what happens physically, right? The world does not control your destiny. The world does not control your destiny. Who you are at root self controls that. Your power to control your thought, your power to control your emotions, your feelings, your interactions, your thoughts, right? That controls the levels in which you're entering into your purpose, right? So your purpose is multiple dimensional. I hope so. Mine is multiple dimensional. So if you want to be multiple dimensional, you have to understand that there's spaces and there's entities in which operates in multiple dimensions. And if I'm going to enter in those multiple dimensions, I have to understand the principles and how they operate in each dimension. Okay? I love y'all. Look, ask, seek, knock. Those are commandments that are already in place that God said utilize. All right? Stop waiting. Ask the right questions. Stop praying and waiting prayer. Stop looking at the door and seeing it's closed, or looking at the plane and seeing that door is knock. Start knocking. Start seeking, right? Spiritually and physically. I love y'all. Peace. Hey, subscribe. The link is below. I can't wait to hear. Let's talk. Let's chit chat. Share. Let's do this, guys. Let's do it. I love y'all.